Good morning. How about we talk about some trucking stuff right after this? Good morning. I'm sure you wanted to hear me hum in your ear first thing in the morning, but hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's Friday, January 5th, your first full week of the year of 2024. How did you do? Did you go back to work this week? Did you go back to work, or did you flip the man the bird and stay home? Were you able to afford to stay home? Was your truck in the shop? Did you do maintenance this week? How did you do? And, I've got a couple of things I want to talk about, as usual, before we get into the low board stuff. Now, it was kind of interesting. Well, we'll get into that later. Hold on. He's like, what's interesting, Steve? Like, you're hanging on my every word, which I doubt you are. But it's okay. It's okay if you're not. My ego can handle it. Not much dispatch this week. I got a truck out of the Northeast just in time to get out of all that bad weather that's coming. And I don't know if he'll need a load today or not. Because of some things that he likes to do, so I don't know yet, so I will talk to him. So this won't be one of these 2-hour live feeds. Then I got another truck booked yesterday, but then he canceled the load, so yeah, I worked all day yesterday for nothing. And so we're going to fix that. So there's going to be a little bit different things going on with the dispatch on that. Oh, let's see. Let's fix this and let's fix this. Keep the dramatic, envious types out. There we go. We fixed that. So good morning. I hope all is well. I hope you had a pretty successful week. Or if you're at home, I hope you had a restful week. A lot of things going on in the freight world. Pale Rider has been keeping up with the news, so make sure you go to his channel. Something about Florida wanting to get rid of, be exempt from CDL training things. I did not read into that. But anyways, yeah. So let's see. Yesterday was a fairly quiet day after I got done booking a truck that didn't take the load anyways. So I've been working on some other things. So I have a question for everyone. We've got 29 people in here. That's good enough, right? So it's been offered to be supplied a little soundboard thing so I can take phone calls live instead of having to go through StreamYard. Now, put a 1 in the chat if you'd be interested in seeing me do live phone calls or maybe recorded phone calls. If that would be an interest to you. And we can interview people that may not want to be on camera, or may not be able to get on the StreamYard thing. Doesn't matter what browser they have. So put a 1 in the chat if that's something you would like to see. If so, I will work on getting that set up. Even though I don't have room on my desk. My desk is at this point, I'm looking around where I just need to burn it all down except for the 2 monitors in the tower and just, especially the printer. So, cool. You guys are responding. Excellent. Because I do have a Google Voice number, and I figured that'd be a good way for people to call in. And, yeah, so now I know other YouTubers have tried that in the past and failed miserably. But then I know other YouTubers that are pretty successful with that. So, but anyways, but yeah, cool. You guys are putting the 1s in the chat. Among other numbers, CB. Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. So, but here's the thing though. If I do this phone call thing, the last thing I want is for people, for this to be, I don't want this to become an echo chamber for everybody's misery. We need to change this. We need to do this. The brokers need to do this. Yeah, no. Look, I want you to voice your opinion, but a lot of times these call-in shows like Freewheeling, remember Freewheeling on satellite on Sirius XM? It just became like a bitching session. and I want like legitimate conversation, not the same arguments that we've been hearing for the last 50 years in trucking. Go watch the movie Convoy. There's a part where the convoy is actually becomes a protest, and then you listen, there's a section of the movie where they're talking about all these issues that the drivers are having. And so a lot of the issues that we're having today have been around since the beginning of trucking. And so I'm not going to sit there and say they'll never be solved, but what it comes down to is that you got to learn how to control the things that you can control. Government corruption, you can't control that. How do you respond to that? I've been reading a really good book called Metabolical by Dr. Robert Lustig, and it's really fascinating just how evil people can be. Look up the history of Kellogg. Look up that history. And it's downright demonic at times. And I can't do nothing about it. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it except control what I eat and control how I react to it. And that's a struggle every day. So anyways, and here's a perfect example. So I'm going to put this on the screen. I saw this on Facebook. I had to download it. And it was about low boards. I'm going to share this. And this is classic, right? Okay. Somebody was asking about low boards. What low board should I use? I just got my own authority. Like, people are still getting their own authority without doing the proper research. It's amazing how many people will take $150,000 investment and not research at all. That's, and I can't control that. I can't control that people are going to be idiotic enough to do that. Can't control that. Maybe I can inform them on the way up. I'm definitely informing a lot of people on the way down. All right, so if you're just listening, I will read this. Truck stop and DAT should be free to carriers. It's a platform enabling freight brokers to bankrupt carriers with their cheap freight, 90 cents to $1.25 a mile. Keep it in mind, fuel is 80 cents per mile. How do you pay your driver, truck, trailer, maintenance, and operation expenses? Mandate minimum $2.50 a mile to be able to post. Common sense post 90 cents per mile with fuel at 80 cents. How can you sleep at night? Do you have a conscience? Spelled wrong. Well, maybe it's not. No, it is spelled wrong. Buy your own truck and see you make a living at these rates. Here's why this is funny. Here's why this is funny. Because this is a person who obviously doesn't understand the industry that they're in. And you know what? Guess what? People will take advantage of this mentality. Now, the comments in this post was perfect. It was a perfect picture of why a lot of you are struggling. And I know this is going to trigger CDN and Eric too. This is a victim mindset. This is why the majority of drivers are struggling right now. Not because of the brokers and the low boards charging and all that stuff. It's pretty simple. Like, there's so much to unpack with this. And so I don't want these phone calls to be this. Because this means that you're not paying attention. This means you're focused on the wrong ball. It's like playing in a football game and you're focused on the referee, or you're focused on one of the coaches. You're not focused on what's happening in the game. You're focused on the stadium. It's the stadium's fault that my kicker didn't make that field goal. And this is the problem. Unfortunately, the smart people, the people without integrity, see this mentality and they will take advantage of it. This is an emotional person that posted this. And you can definitely take advantage of emotional people. It's done every day. So, how do you pay your driver, truck, trailer, maintenance, and operation expenses? Well, the simple answer is you can't. You can't if all you're seeing is 90 cents to $1.25 a mile. You're in the wrong area. Now, I had a truck in one of those areas yesterday. But I also noticed everybody was all the brokers posting yesterday were above the average on their posted rates. So I thought that was interesting. And volumes were pretty high, especially for January. I was pretty surprised with that. Now, I will say this. DAT's doing something sketchy. Well, maybe the broker's using DAT. So if I look for a load, say for January 5th, okay, and you're going to see this today. If I look at a load posted, if I put 150 miles out of St. Louis, 45 on the way, 53 van, and I put for January 5th only, I go to the postings and they'll be, there's 600 loads in the area. But then a bunch of them say this actually picks up Monday. This actually picks up, the 6th. This picks up the 7th. You know how many, and I'm like, no, I'm looking for today. It's bad enough I got to sort through all your stuff going out to California that's not paying worth a damn, and I'm not going out there. It's bad enough that I got to sort through all that crap. But now you're mixing the days up. If I ask for a specific day, I want that specific day. Now, I don't know if Truck Stop's doing that or not. I haven't really seen that a whole lot on the 123, but DAT is like, and TQL, I'm going to name a broker. TQL is notorious for this. They almost got me one time. I had a carrier call me. It's like, hey, Steve, I got a truck. It'll be empty this afternoon. I need him in Denver because I got some freight for him out of there. What can you do? I'm like, well, I'll do my best. He's in Indy. He'll be empty about 4 o'clock on a Friday. I'm like, just get whatever you can. I don't care about the rate. I'm like, okay, well, that makes it easier. And there were so many times I called and TQL had this load. Hey, I'm looking at your load that's picking up Friday, going to Denver, Colorado. Is that still available? Yeah, it picks up tomorrow, or it picks up Monday. And I said, whoa. I thought, it's posted for today. He's like, oh, well, yeah, it could probably pick up today. And I'm sitting there thinking, and the guy needed to be in Denver by Monday. And I'm sitting there thinking, you're not getting me on this. Luckily, now this guy seemed inexperienced. And I was like, okay, you screwed up, dude. You kind of told on yourself. Then that got me all paranoid. I did end up getting a load, but man, I got hammered on the rate. Why? Because it was literally one of 3 possibilities that was actually picking up Friday afternoon, Friday evening, to go to Denver. And to sit there and think that a broker's going to sit there and like, oh man, I can't wait to post a bunch of loads to bankrupt drivers. I hate going, keeping carriers. I hate keeping them fed. I want them to go out of business. Oh man, I can't wait to put another carrier out of business with this $1 freight that I'm actually posting. Oh my gosh. You think they're honestly doing that? Now, I've said that brokers don't care about your costs. Most of them don't. Okay, that's your deal. That's up to you. If you go into the convenience store and you want to buy a bottle of Coke, and it's like 50 cents a bottle, you're like, oh crap, I got 50 cents a bottle, sweet. You don't care about that store's cost, do you? No. You're like, hell, I got a great deal. And if they can post a load for $1 a mile and get it moved, then why wouldn't they do that? And the shipper's like, hey, Mr. Broker, man, how are you able to do this? This is great. Shipper don't care about your costs. And then we're seeing what the minimum wage increases are doing to these cities that are implementing that. So it's all jacked up. And the only thing you got control of is how you react to it. This person, he wants everybody else to conform to his needs, to what he wants. He is unwilling to adapt with this mindset. That's not how you play the game. Like it's like suddenly the quarterback goes, hey, time out. No one is allowed to tackle me. I'm having trouble throwing the ball today. So you can't tackle me. How ridiculous would that be? But that's what this person wants. Victim mentality. So, all right, let's go to the comments here. And you guys have been commenting. I appreciate it. I'm going to leave this up for you guys to soak in that awesomeness. Mr. Charles, good morning. Trucking with MC, what's up? Rocket, trucker named Tim, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Randy, live from Wildwood, Florida. Sterling, good morning from Portland, your favorite place. Tom Gersh, good morning. Morning from Arizona. Good morning, Steve. Happy Friday. Thank you, CDN. Sterling wants 53 reefer, Portland, Oregon, and Dallas, Texas. We can do that. Remind me, please, as we get through the comments here. SST, what's up? Flatbed Trucker, good morning. Shannon, woohoo. Good morning, everyone. Emojis. Let's see. Randy, no wook, just slacking. I don't know what wook is, but apparently I'm not doing that. Only 40 to 42 weeks to make revenue in 2024. I believe that. Rockin' Robin, what's up? The Hool. Look at the Hool being in here. You must not be able to sleep or something. Working for free today. Yeehaw, going to rescue a trailer and bring it to Michigan for repair. I imagine Jeff's probably paying you to go get that trailer. So if you're working for free, you need to have a conversation with Jeff. Work is good. Life is swell. Diet failures, good friends. No country for old truckers. Do I have any fuel cards you recommend using? No. I believe because we all use Thunder Funding's fuel card. It's a really good fuel discount. I've heard good things about Nastic, and I've heard good things about DIY Semi's fuel card. So there you go. But I don't have personal experience with either one of those things, only the one that Jeff has supplied us here at Like Trucking. Or Mud Flap. I've never used Mud Flap either. So DIY does some videos about his fuel card. Go check him out. And there you go. SST says work is for jerks. I agree. Flatbed. All right. So everybody's saying one. So we do want to maybe possibly set this thing up for phone calls. Okay. Well, we'll see what we can do. I'm waiting for Pale Rider's new books, The Definitive Guide to Taco Trucks of America and Shaming of Those Who Can't Spell Keith. The Whole, that is probably the best post that you have ever commented right there. I'm proud of you for that. That is a great, you should make sure you tell Pale Rider that tonight in his live feed. Let's see. Shannon, move the truck, cash load, at least buy some fuel, got to move. There you go. Work is poop, life is poop, but hey, poop makes the best fertilizer, right? Let's see, the whole is not understanding the assignment of the ones. Obviously, he doesn't want me to do the phone calls. CDN Steve will provide suggested free fuel card. DIY Semi has his own fuel card. There you go. Are we allowed to call in and just breathe heavy? Sure. Or request apnea songs? Well, we could. You will have to on a significant delay, so if you get troll calls, you'll have time to make adjustments. Hope it works out for you if you decide to do it. That's one of the things that I'm worried about is I can screen StreamYard because I can see the person before I'd let them in. And then the whole balance of sound and everything. Even though I have that background, I used to run my own PA sound, and when I used to hold shows for our bands and stuff, it's a little bit different hooking it up to the computer. So I have to do more research on it. So it might be a situation where I do a recorded call-in and then do a live reaction to that kind of thing. So it would be great to have that tool in the toolbox, but I'm not sure how much I would use it to justify the cost. I am thinking drivers would ask trucking logistic questions or call regarding industry topics, sharing pro tips, professional higher level conversations. I would hope, but this post right here does not give me hope. Kellogg's cornflakes, yes. Look up the history of Kellogg's. Type in the dark history of Kellogg and what he did. He was into some horrible stuff, and then by the way, he made a cereal that people were able to dig on. LOL, says Wallace. Pigtail, what's up? Good morning. Because if he gets a call and someone starts cussing or saying inappropriate things, he has time to bleep it and cut the call. That is true. Josh the vegan, howdy y'all. Is he leading the strike of the month? Talking about this Facebook post? Probably. Who knows? Everyone wants to be an owner-operator. I'm laughing at you fools. Freight was $8 a mile, and folks were buying $100,000 pickups and going on cruises. That is true. That is true. Yeah, cruises are fun and all, but man, they're expensive. That new F-250, man, that's nice, but it's not worth losing your house over. That cruise ain't worth losing your livelihood, right? Go open a dollar store to compete against Dollar General, but your store is full of $5 items. Will you survive? Go open a burger place next door to McDonald's, and I hope burgers are $30, $40 each. Research, right, research. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean that they're not out to get you. Are we still monitoring lane averages? If so, when rates go up to 250, 225, I hope everyone kindly advises the broker you're paying double 30-day lane average. DIY is like, what's with all the drama? The drama's you, man. You have not called me all week. Gary Cook, good morning. TQL is also bad about booking like Dallas, and you call on it, and they tell you actually picks up 300 miles away in a different city. Yeah, I mean, look, that's a given one. Anybody who's been in the spot market for more than 10 minutes recognizes that, right? And so I'm while it is annoying, I can handle that a little bit. It's when you mess with the dates. Like if I call on a load, hey, I'm looking at your load going from Indianapolis to Denver that's picking up Friday. Is that still available? Yeah, it's actually Chicago to Topeka for Monday. That's when I want to break things. That's when I want to reach it through the phone and say, what are you doing with your life? Quit, please. You're wasting my time, and I've wasted your time. Obviously, you don't value time. You don't value honesty. And to this day, there's a couple of other brokers that aren't TQL that have done that. I never call. I don't care if it looks like the perfect load. I've never called them. Why? Because F them. Because they don't deserve my time to even call on that load to know that it's not what they're saying it is. Now, I can see if you're in a remote area and you're trying to get trucks from a bigger market, I can understand that. You know, if you say Joplin instead of Springfield, vice versa, or if you say Forestell instead of St. Louis or something like, or vice versa or whatever, I can understand that. But I literally called on a load that was Sullivan, Missouri to Indianapolis, and it was actually St. Louis to Chicago. And I approached them, that brokerage up in Matt's last year. They're like, hey, how often do you book one of our loads? Never. Well, why? And I told him, he's giving me business card. Oh, make sure you call me if because we don't tell our brokers to do this. I'm like, look, man, you're a big corporation. You can't keep track of everybody. And that's a method that brokers use. Now, I can understand a 20, 30-mile radius, maybe even a 100-mile radius, but come on. 300 miles? 200 miles? Mr. Charles says a few things just from the post is why your fuel is 80 cents a mile, and by mandating a minimum will only hurt carriers in the long run because the shipper will know that, so they will also make the minimum a maximum as well, meaning that loads that would go above 250 will no longer go above that. Well, yeah, I mean, we understand. Look, the smart people understand that doesn't work, right? Pigtail says it went up to $12.30 an hour. You guys hear the cat in the background? Chase them away. Yeah, 20 states passed new minimum wage laws. All right. Water bottle cures all. The answer is simple. Don't subscribe to low boards or get your own customers and never call a broker. It's easy to find customers to get you out and back home. That is what the majority of the people were saying on this post. Like there were a lot of carriers that were like, why are you even mess with low boards? Now, can money be made in the spot market? Yes. But man, it's not for the weak. It's as simple as that. It's not for the weak. You want to ride the roller coaster, you got to ride the roller coaster, which is what spot market rates are. And we've talked to death about what it takes to get customers and what it takes to maintain the customers. You know, we've talked that subject to death. You know, at this point, we're beating a dead horse. And most of the time on these Facebook groups, that I put the GIF of someone beating a dead horse because you're missing the point. Like, why are you even like? It's the low boards and the broker's fault. Like, okay, so how does he think Truck Stop and DAT make money? Give their service free to carriers. It's a communist way to look at things. We need a minimum wage and we want our services for free. And just like, you know, when minimum wage goes up, what happens? The cost of living goes up. You know, those of you who work in offices and work for companies, you get a cost of living raise. Is that cost of living raise keeping up? No. It's costing the company more money, which is why rates keep going up on Truck Stop and DAT and 123. Why? Because the cost of living is going up. But hey, you're making $15 an hour serving overpriced coffee, while the company looks for other ways to not pay that with the automated services. Pigtail, my kids' hours were cut at work. Wow. The minimum and maximum as well, meaning the loads would go above 250 will no longer be above that. That's true. Victim or volunteer? That's a great point. That's a great point, Mr. Sterling. Ms. Charles, rather, I should say that post was a person who has not done any research. He doesn't understand the industry that they're in. They went out and bought a $100,000 vehicle to do work in an industry he knows nothing about. There's 1,000 examples I can give. It's like me waking up. Hey man, I'm gonna invest $100,000 in a land surveying business, and I know nothing about any of that. And I signed the dotted line before doing my research. People do that every day in trucking. It's crazy. It's getting annoying, really. Greg Zimmer, good morning. Mr. Charles agrees. Tennessee won. Everything is geopolitical. We haven't even felt the Red Sea fiasco by the end of the month. I'm still hanging in there, turning profit, but concerned. Love your videos. Thank you, Tennessee. Where are you going? Oh, okay. Be careful. Sage says he can show how to set up audio. Thank you. Here's a link to DIY Semi's video explaining his fuel card. There you go. Here's DIY Semi fuel card sign up. There you go. Record profits 2023. Yes, the whole. Thanks for changing the subject. How could it be smart to spend $100 on something that has 4 GM or RAM on the front of it? That doesn't make you money. Jeffrey Like, Truckers Education Network. Good morning. By the way, I'm glad you're reminding me. We have a flatbed trailer available for either purchase or lease purchase. So acquire at go to liketrucking.com. There's some contact info on there. Email Like Trucking, and Jeff will it's got all the gear too. You know, Jeff, you can list all the things that it's not just the trailer, it's the straps and the chains and the whole 9 yards. So if you're interested in that, like if you're a flatbedder that wanted to come to Like Trucking, here's your opportunity. Also, if you're looking for a flatbed trailer just to purchase with all, like let's say you're like, man, flatbed rates are really good. I'm going to go do that. There you go. You got a trailer. There's a trailer with everything you need. Beginner package. So I have a naughty broker list, and I skip any loads posted by them. Yes, that's the thing. If you're doing this right, here's the natural progression of working in the spot market as a single truck owner operator. You're going to spend your first month, 2 or 3 months, just kind of like making the 100 phone calls, figure out who's dumb and who's not, which loads went smooth, which brokers were absolutely horrible. And if you got your own authority, now you're hoping that the ones that actually pay, whether you're factoring or not. And then eventually, if you're good and you got good communication skills and you got a good mindset on you, you're going to settle with 3 or 4 or 5 of the same brokers. In fact, you might even have a repertoire with one. You might have a relationship with one. You might even like grab 1 or 2 or 3 and say, hey, you're now my dispatcher. What do you got? And as long as you're doing research on what the lane pays and what it normally pays and what's working for you, then guess what? Then you're golden. It becomes easy. I've helped drivers with this. I've had so many drivers call me and say, hey man, I can't do 30 phone calls a day all the time. I'm like, well, here's how to not do that. Man, as long as you stay in areas where your main brokers that you like using have freight, then you're good to go. So there you go. I'm calling you about that $500 Mustang. Oh, sorry, it's a $1,500 Pinto. Scorpion Trucker, yo, good morning from Batavia, Ohio. Getting unloaded, making my way back to Arizona. Scorpion needs to get back to warmer weather. All right, Scorpion, I'll be ending this soon, so let me know when you're empty. We have the ability to say no. You just have to be willing to say it. Kat says, what's up, y'all? Link. Yeah, you can put up a link. You're a moderator. Oh, you talking about the StreamYard link? All right. Let me finish these comments and I'll send you the link, Jeff. These companies just raised the prices to compensate for the higher wages. Yep. Minimum wage goes up, hours go down, right? And that's what Pigtail's saying is happening to his kids. Airline lost my luggage, came to me after I arrived with a freight company, old-ass hoopty van, with removed lettering from another company, which was still visible due to dirt and glue residue. Yeah, well, that's common. When I had my authority, I started with the DAT 123, but after a couple of months, I stopped using them. I went directly to broker boards or called the few that I worked with. The guy who posted the 250 minimum should create the ultimate free load board for carriers. It is free to create a website. I guess there are a few free ones out there yet. Most pay for a load board. Yeah, you got Trucker Path, which is free. Trucker Tools, which is free. Truck Smarter, which is free. And, but he's also blamed the brokers for his misgivings, right? You're going to have a hard time running Spot if you're easily offended, right? Freight insurance is a scam. I think Jeff wants to join, give us 26 years of insight. Yeah, give me a second, Jeff, here. Copy. Oh, no, we're going to do it that way. Let's do it this way. We ain't going to put it out public. All right, Jeff, I'm sending the link here on via email to Jeff. Paste. Hopefully you're not louder than me. All right, so I've emailed the link. T-Bone, good morning. Pam, good morning. Grind and Pray. G2G. Snorelord, hello. Good morning. And chat drivers, there you go. I'm going to skip over Hool's comments. Starting drinking my first coffee, looking at the snow. I need to shovel, making my plan. Yep, we're supposed to be getting snow as well. So, let's see. If you need to learn how to back up, hit T-Bone up. He taught real knuckleheads like Daycab and Joey Eyeglasses to back up at 40 acres or less. Let's see. Old school telling Scorpion where to look. A lot of rain on 20, says Twitch. Yep. Gen C, morning, I'm late. Blew a coolant reservoir and I think an injector, but made it home doing all filters in my driveway, clean, lubing everything, then giving a mechanic for injector scups. That's going to be expensive unless it's under warranty. Trucking Planet is free. Jackknife TV is here. All right, Jeff, I sent the link. I just sent the link. I think I missed Jeff's window. Sorry, Jeff. So anyways, we'll wait on Jeff for a minute, but look, so the call-in thing could be a thing, but I want to do more research on it, and then maybe if CDN sends Eric the links that he sent me on the stuff I need to use. Everyone go sign up for Veritread.com. Carrier promotes direct shipper freight. You can bid and won't get a response. When dive in, 20% broker fee deducted from the rate. It's free. There you go. So I mean, my ears are ringing all of a sudden. I mean, someone's talking about me. Is that right? Isn't that how it works? But anyways, still waiting on Jeff. So let's take a look at 1, 2, 3. Now, one of the other things I was frustrated with is there was a perfect load on 2 different load boards. And would not answer the phone, would not answer the email, would not answer the instant message. Decline. Let's see. So that was annoying. You know, because here, check this out. So you have bids that you can do on this load board. This is one of the cool things. So go load availability. Let's pick a load. Let's see. Let's go to van here. All right. Apply. My phones are going off now. All right, let's take a look at Missouri here. Oh, here's Jeff. Hold on. Good morning, sir.
What's going on? I have to do it by the phone. My other computer's bad. Let me turn your volume off on this other thing.
Okay. Caller, please turn your radio down. Thank you. What's up, man? I heard a rumor that you have a flatbed.
All right, so it's off. Yeah, I have a flatbed. So anybody that wants to pull it, you know, if you have flatbed experience, you can come over here. It's a 2022, and it has eight chains, binders, and all that stuff to go with it. A couple tarps. So it has all the stuff you need to, start running flatbed. But you have to have experience.
Chains, binders that have tarps?
Yes, got a couple tarps. Not a full trailer load, though, so it won't cover the full. You might need 2 more.
Is it a spread axle or just a basic?
It's a 10 spread, 10-1.
Okay. Excellent.
But what I called about was you were talking about owner-operators.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was on Facebook the other day, and
Did you like that Facebook post I posted there?
Yeah, I should never looked at Facebook the other day. It kind of irritated me, because what it said was, and I'm not gonna tell the individual, but they're at a mega carrier, and their trucks, got some engine lights on, I guess, and they're wondering, hey, will this mega carrier pay my bill? And then somebody put in there, well, Landstar will, Mercer will. One guy says, well, Landstar won't. It all depends, right? They have all these different things on it. And my conclusion for owner operator is this: if you don't have your own credit cards, your own line of credit, then you're basically out of the game if you're wanting a carrier to pay all of your repairs and you pay them back.
Well, it's not only out of the game, but that's how they can, that's how they own you.
Well, no, it's what they don't understand is, they think these few people on that post think it's the carrier's obligation to pay for the repair because they're making them money. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what they fail to realize is that carrier is at huge risk if they loan that person 5, 7, or 8 or 10 grand. Well, I'll pay it back. What stops them from leaving?
Right.
And not pay it back?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. And we were at a mega carrier, and that mega carrier stopped doing that because they lost over $1 million in 1 year.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be an owner operator, you don't go out there and, they listen to these channels and everything else, say, oh, buy this $20,000 truck, pay cash, have nothing, you don't owe nothing, but you're getting a pile of junk, and they don't have enough money to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So they run around with junk. And then when they break down, they expect other people to fix their truck when they should have stayed a company driver, because they don't have the business mindset and the means to be in business.
Well, it was amazing when I went to Landstar, how many people were like, oh, man, welcome to the crew, man. This is great. Make sure you last 90 days because, man, after that, man, they'll pay for your truck repair if you have an issue. I was like, okay. And,
right. But,
Schneider didn't offer that when I was there.
Well, they did when I was.
Right.
Right. They did for a while, but then they took that back because they got stiffed by, a bunch of people. They would come over, get their trucks fixed, and then leave. So rated orientation too, right? They you got to get your truck inspected from them, right?
Mm-hmm.
At their shop.
Yeah.
Well, some people had, 5, 8, 10 grand worth of repairs. Well, they did it. And then when they do, they left right away and went back to where they were and didn't pay the money back.
The other thing is if you have an SFI truck, they'll do that. That's your safety net, quote unquote. But then that's where they own you as a slave, because now your $1,100, $1,200 a week payment is now $1,800 a week. And if you're not working, they're going to invest that money in the truck anyways because it's their truck. It's not yours. And so, but they make it look like they're rescuing you. But even then, they have a limit on that. Because we know a couple of people that have had their SFI trucks taken away because they weren't keeping up with them.
Right.
Yeah,
so that's just I commented on the post. I probably shouldn't have commented on the post, but I did.
It's hard. It's hard not keeping emotions in check, right?
Yeah, but I didn't say nothing derogatory, right? I just said that the reason why these mega carriers aren't doing that anymore is because they've lost a lot of money trying to help people out. And, I've lost a lot of money last year helping people out. You know that. We talked about it.
Yeah. Let me address this, James Clark. So James says, I don't agree. I have no credit card. My lease is full maintenance on the truck. I also own my authority. I also don't think a lease purchase is never a good idea. So here's the thing, James. Your full maintenance lease is your line of credit.
Right.
Because
exactly.
now, because think about this. Your fuel and your truck repairs are your highest expenses. So full maintenance lease, that truck goes down, that check engine light comes on. That's not your problem. And I mean, it is with the downtime and all that, but that's your line of credit, right? So, and you obviously have a mindset, and that's what we're getting at. It's like, yeah, you hear stories of, well, I have no credit card and I had $100 and I made it. Well, yeah, but a little bit of luck and the right mindset, yeah, you can make it, but that is not the norm. Right. And that's what we're getting at.
90%, 99% probably of all the owner-operators on authority don't have a full maintenance lease, because you're right. The full maintenance lease is like a line of credit. That's exactly what it is. If your truck breaks, they're going to fix it because that's what you're paying for, right? You're paying for it. All right, I'll be back.
All right. So yeah, James, you figured something out, right? And yeah, the lease purchase, and look, I know people that have succeeded at lease purchases. So what's the difference? The mindset, right? And the mindset that the carrier needs to pay everything, or like that Facebook post that Jeff's talking about, or the one I posted up here on the screen, that is what we're talking about. You obviously don't have that mindset. And you've figured something out, and that's the thing. Russell Services says, I'm buying a 22 Pete. It's a lease purchase with warranty. Warranty will be good. And hopefully you got repair, credit or cash to make the repairs that are not covered under warranty. Jeff promotes QuickBooks, and I agree. Why? When you make purchases, do every transaction for each tax category. Your bank transactions sync to QuickBooks, way easier to reconcile at the month and year end. So let me show you guys something on the 123 load board. when you click on a load here, oh, all right, you have a profit calculator. This will tell you everything you need to know, and you can apply different additional costs. And, you know, I mean, there are cost calculators online. I think Traveloka was given, whoops, I got the wrong screen up here. Hold on. I'm dumb. Sorry. I had the wrong one. There you go. You saw Infinity. And, you know, and do your research. You know, if you're going to run 100% spot market, look at these low boards. This one's free for 30 days. You don't need an MC number. Where DAT, you need an MC number. And do the research. I know a couple of people that did that kind of research. They ran ghost loads. They ran mock loads. And they did a business analysis off that information. And a couple of them went into the game and a couple of them didn't. So, everything all right, sir? Guess not.
Yeah, everything's okay. Just got to take care of a broker problem here in a few minutes. It's not that problem, and she's a really nice lady. It's a great broker. I mean, we got a couple of guys that run regularly for her on these loads that go down to Florida, and she pays them really well.
That's good.
So anybody that's over here that wants to go from the East Coast down to Florida, just get a hold of us and we will tell you who it is.
Yeah. But
yeah, so it's kind of like our other stuff that we have, right?
Right.
Even though you tell people they I don't want to do that, or there's always a problem with why people don't want to do something. But going back to that full maintenance lease, I had a full maintenance lease. So it's basically, your driving truck, whatever you make after fuel and everything, it's all yours because you don't have to worry about the breakdown. Because it covered everything. Mine covered mine was bumper to bumper, full maintenance. So it didn't matter what it was.
Yeah, tire
but you're
shock.
paying for that.
Well, what's interesting about your lease purchase is that because of how long you owned the truck, you were able to compare the math to when you own trucks outright to your full maintenance lease. And you told me that you kept more money with the full maintenance lease.
Yes, I did.
And that was the key to basically where you're at now because of the success that you saw doing that.
And numbers don't lie, right? So if you got the numbers, then that's where it's at.
James Clark says, I get a new truck within 40 hours. If it goes down, it should be norm. I have zero credit card. Not that I don't consider full lease a line of credit since I'm paying a higher per month. Yeah. Well, you have to have good credit to get that. I think.
You get that really good credit to get that. They just don't give that to anybody.
Mr. Charles, register for Matt so you can network and educate yourself. It's free. The biggest thing in this industry is education. If you want to succeed, you have to be more than a driver. Jackknife says, we come back to the same saying as usual, know your numbers. You may not be profitable on every load, but as long as you make up for it at the end of the week, that's what matters, give and take. Know your numbers and know your spelling. So I'm going to make fun of Jackknife for a second.
All right, go ahead.
I just did. You missed it.
Just filling something out. I have to go in here. I got to get some information for this broker.
So there's the van market. Let's look at reefer here.
Oh, I got that cat wailing.
Not my cat. My cat's actually quiet. There's your reefer states. Arizona. Look at Idaho light up. Idaho's lit up a little bit. But the southeast is trash, so don't go out there if you can help it. And then let's look at flatbed since we were talking about flatbed earlier. There's your flatbed states. Basically, everything west of I-35 is a no-go, except for Texas, and then upper Midwest and Southeast. That's your areas. CDN says even Internet Truck Stop has a calculator in their forum or carrier resource area. Right, and DAT is doing the same thing. Like, it's getting to the point that a lot of brokers won't answer emails or phone calls. Like even their automated systems, there's a certain if you go over a certain percentage, they'll let you know that, hey, you're over a certain percentage. Screw you. I booked on, or I was trying to, I bid on a load through the AI, the Parade AI system that the broker set up with, and I got this email saying you are over 15%, and that's all they said. And they didn't say F you. They didn't say please try again. They just said you're over 15%. We recognize that you're over 15% of what we're asking for. And that was it. That was dead conversation at that point. So, but the thing is, people are doing the math after they buy the truck, after they join the spot market. They're not doing the math before they do that. Like that posting on Facebook, like this guy. He wants 250 a mile because he doesn't want to think of what areas he needs to run in. Yesterday out of the Northeast, the only thing paying above $2 a mile was going to Florida or Colorado. Are you getting $2 a mile to come out of those two states? No. And you have to recognize that. You have to understand that. And yeah, so anyways, that's my rant for today.
Well, I have to roll. I got to go check out some parking spaces and a shop. So I got to roll.
All right, Jeff. I'll talk to you later.
All right, we'll talk to you later. See you, Steve.
Yep. All right, so that was Jeffrey Like. Again, we have a flatbed trailer. Contact Jeff via our website to inquire about that if you're interested. All right, so Sterling, who's still in here, who's a member, wanted to see a load. Let's see. He wanted 53 reefer from Portland to Dallas. So we do Portland, Oregon. Such a beautiful place. All right. To Dallas, Texas. I don't know why he wants to go to Dallas. And we'll put this for today. Put this for reefer. Take out van, apply. Search. Only one load. Boardman, Oregon to Euless, Texas. 16 miles, which right there in Dallas. They're at $4,000, $223 a mile. Live Logistics. I think I've used them before. Let's get this loaded up here. Picks up today, delivers Monday at 11:30, so a little bit late on the delivery. Various food products. Maximum temperature 0, minimum temperature -10, so you're going to burn some fuel on the reefer. So cost per day is reached. Of course, my cost per day would be different. I was running a reefer on this. Rate check's got it at 43. Cargo Chief's got it at 51. So they're way below what these loads normally go for. That's what Cargo Chief offers you is what the freight bills are saying. So, but that might have been the holiday uptick that's going off of as well. So a little bit low for going into Dallas, in my opinion, depending on your costs, but because you're gonna get hit out. So 160. If you're going right back to Oregon, there's 2 loads. And they're Terrell, Texas to Pally up Washington. Picks up Monday, delivers Friday. And they're at 46. They're at 47, so $1.82 a mile. Cargo Chiefs. Why is that lower than that? That's weird. Anyways. So if you're making them out $4,000 out and $4,000 back, that's $8,000 in 2 weeks. That's $4,000 a week. You know, can you live off that? Is that a good rate for you? Only you can answer that. So CDN says, great show today. Chat was very active. Thank you. James Clark says, I keep hearing what Jackknife says. I quit using low boards and use 3 brokers. I keep an eye on 2 low boards just to have an idea of current rates, but my average month is $35K. There you go. You figured it out, James. You have figured it out. So good on you. All right. Well, with that being said, I hope you guys have a good weekend. And I appreciate everybody that's come in. We were up to 70 people at some point, and I appreciate that. That boggles my mind that 70 people would be like, wonder what Steve's got to say. And I know that 10 of you are like, look at that luscious beard and that cool heavy metal t-shirt. So thanks for that as well. And about 10 of you are hate watching, so that's cool too. One more question, then we're out of here. Is Prime going to ruin the hopper industry? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what their rates are. You know, my guess is the first time you see a Prime driver with one of them Prime hopper bottom trailers, which I'm going to guess is probably going to be predominantly in Missouri, ask them, hey, what's your rate? You know, a lot of us don't know, like, I don't know much about the hopper bottom industry, you know, and see what they do, see what's going on. Obviously, there's some money in it. I know that Maverick tried to get into the bulk dry tanker thing, and then they ended up selling those trucks and trailers, so it didn't work out. But anyways, only 18. Let's go. All right. With that being said, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. Hope you had a good week, and we'll see what Monday brings. With that being said, strength for today, hope for tomorrow, aggression turns to screws, and don't be dumb. Peace.